Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this evening's Fatback for Saturday, the 13th of July. What are we going to talk about tonight? I feel I have to talk about Coutinho. I feel I have to talk about Dani Olmo. Fekir is probably going to bet this. That's upset me greatly. And another couple of bits. Whatever comes in, lads, throw it all in there, and we'll see how we get on. Chris says, good evening, Chris. How are you? I'm good. Barry says, hi, hey Barry, how are you? But before we get going, we're going to let you know about our sponsor for tonight. Our sponsor for tonight, as the same as last week, the same as last Saturday, is More Than a Game. More Than a Game is another company that does LFC merchandise, t-shirts, cups, key rings, phone covers, all that sort of thing. Really good stuff, really nice lads over there at More Than a Game. If you get them at More Than a Game UK, or la.co.uk is their website. Really good company, check them out. They're really good lads, they really do really good stuff. The phone covers are really good. I remember looking them up last week. Their phone covers are really, really good. Please no Coutinho today, says Maverick. Okay, we leave him if you want. I wasn't going to go on and speculate about him. It was just his agent was getting a bit upset earlier, which is ironic. But his agent was getting a little bit upset earlier, and then there's a quote out tonight saying that, you know, Liverpool holds a special place in his heart and all this stuff like that. So if you don't want to go near Coutinho, we don't have to. But there's one fella in there saying Coutinho back. Don't know. Barry says here we go. I don't know. Where are we going, Barry? What's that about? Molly, Jesus, how are you, Molly? I reckon we'll sign Ziyech. Thoughts? No, I'm not too sure. I think Ziyech one is a bit strange, Molly. It's a buyout clause of 25 million, Molly. Am I right? And to be honest with you, nobody's gone near him. That we can make out. Nobody's gone near him. Lee Collingwood, will Pepe happen? I have a theory on that, Lee. I think will happen if we don't have Dembele. I have that theory, and it's probably a strange one, but it is one of those where I think Dembele is the one if anything's going to happen. But we'll see how it goes. Kevin O'Sullivan says we're a better side without him. I presume you're talking about Coutinho. Yeah, we probably are. We're probably a more physical side without him. A better pressing side without him. But look, you have to just. I don't know about Coutinho. I don't know. It's all very, very strange. Suarez and Torres left in far worse circumstances. Yeah, and that's the funny thing. Like, Coutinho gets an awful rap. Like, and don't get me wrong, he deserves it. Don't get me wrong, but like I've said this before, Suarez tried to leave the year before. He was doing fucking 4-page spreads in was it the Mail or the Telegraph, and saying how he felt bullied at Liverpool and stuff like that. But you know, and then he doesn't get his move, and eventually he gets his move, and you know, it's as bad as Coutinho. It really is. It's as bad as Coutinho. So like for me, Coutinho, it's just the most recent Coutinho, isn't it? It's just the most recent. Yeah, someone says to Arsenal, yeah, it was a 40 million and £1 saga, wasn't it? But like, you know, it's funny, like it's just one of those where it's just the most recent here, and it's probably what hurts you the most. Like the Torres one, there's actually a decent explanation to that in one of Soyuz's books about what's going on there. So you know, that one there, there's a bit of a. I think Torres has more of a legitimate claims than probably the other two, but we'll have to see. Chris says we are more defensively solid without him. Ox is equally defensive as he is attacking. Yeah, I think you might have to do more than that, Chris, just to we might need to see a bit more of that just to get us a definite on that. You know what I mean? But we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, like it's I don't see. I know where people are coming from with regards to Coutinho. I don't see what the massive issue is though. I really do. Liverpool, Chris says the club was in a shambles when he left. The club was absolutely in a shambles when he left. Is a skipper dog says he'd take him back. Everyone makes mistakes. Absolutely. There's somebody else there saying Coutinho won't rejoin. You know, we'll have to wait and see. Maverick says I don't see Liverpool going for big money moves. They will look for promising young talent at the right price. If Pepe comes in, he will not cost more than 55 plus add-on. That's interesting. Grizz is of the same opinion. He doesn't think it'll be anywhere near 80 million. Nowhere near. He has the opinion that it will be somewhere in the range of 50 million. Any incoming transfers, listen, the links are very, very, very minor, if there's any. I seen one guy today saying that he couldn't believe it was the 13th of July, and you know, he still hadn't seen a thing for a decent link, you know. So we'll have to wait and see. He can ping a goal in 30 yards open a match unlike anyone else bar Ox occasionally. Yeah, Coutinho can do that. He absolutely can. But do you know one I wanted to touch on as well? It's in the title of the show. Sorry, and the title of the show, Olmo. This one's coming back up today. Is it Dani Olmo? Yeah, it is Dani Olmo. He's coming up, lads. Does anybody see this as a realistic kind of link? He's come back up. Apparently we were in from, and then it was all about Spurs. Spurs were meant to be all over it. There was whispers of United. Then, you know, the United thing kind of went away, and now it's back saying that Liverpool and Spurs are his two choices, and it'll be made very soon. Does anybody see this happening? I don't know. It's a bit of a strange one. He's a young winger. He might be, you see, there might be something in this because he's that bit younger. It's about 30 to 40 million. And you know, it might be a little bit more realistic just because of the price. Mick says he's never heard of him. I presume he'll have Olmo here. I didn't know that, Mick, till about last week. I know he's with I think he's with Madrid, and is he playing in Belgrade now? Maverick says he's very promising. He would like him. Maverick, if you want to give me a little bit more background on him, I'd done something on him last week, and to be honest with you, he went that far off the radar that I've forgotten everything I read about him. So if you can give me something back on that, it'd be great. But the link there might be something in it. We never know. It could be one of those where, you know, he's probably in a better price range than some people. But again, I'm not 100% sure. I think it might be just somebody. It might be just it being stored up. You know, But look, Maverick, you seem to know what's going on there, or know a bit about him. If you want to throw something up there, absolutely walk away. It's one of those. The only thing I can see where might be a little bit in it is the actual the price, and maybe the price. But look, if you have anything on Olmo, you have anything to say on Philippe Coutinho, Fekir, it looks. I kind of went offline for an hour or two earlier, and when I'd left, it looked like Nabil Fekir. It looks like he's on his way to Real Betis. You know, it's a strange one. Betis isn't the sort of team I thought we would have got. Like Fekir, but you see the price being touted around as 30 million euros. I'm sick over this. If this happens and he goes to Betis, I'm absolutely sick over it. I'm being honest with you. Skipper Dog said I've never heard him until last week. Olmo, I've never seen him play. I'm the exact same on Olmo. Sorry for jumping off Fekir for a minute. I'm the exact same as you. I've seen him never. All I've heard of is different reports on him. But I'm really, it's one of those where it just came out of nowhere. Chris said it's a step down for Fekir, rather stay at Lyon. Yeah, Chris, I know where you're coming from with that, but obviously Lyon are looking at it going, he's 1 year left on his deal, he's not going to sign a new deal. We take whatever money's coming, and Betis seems to be the only one at the moment taking a risk. Or if there is a risk, you know, with injury wise, but they seem to be the only one doing that. Murray Mint, nice, good name. Betis were trying to get. Sorry, no, I'm reading the wrong one down there. Murray Mint's Fekir to Betis, a Fairport replacement. Not directly a Fekir or Fairport replacement, but the talk is that he will come in, and Fairport could be one of those going out to weigh it off and see. Betis were trying to get Lo Celso. It makes sense to go to get Fekir. Yeah, Mick says Fekir only has one knee, same as Torres when he left. Fair point, Mick. There's a lot of that going around last year about him. Yussi's just late to the party. Yussi, you can be as late as you want, man. Turn up whenever you want. You have your own rules, Yussi. Kevin Sullivan says, with Fekir, is it the case he's demanding a starting role or guarantee of playing time? I don't know. I don't think it will come down to that, Kev. You know, there's not many players in the world that are going to walk into Liverpool Football Club tomorrow and tell you that they want a starting berth and guarantee of playing time. Simply not like that. The Brandt, for me, if you look at Brandt last year, heavily linked with Liverpool, and didn't go because he just didn't feel he'd get into our side, and stayed at Leverkusen's gone to Dortmund now, I think. But you know, no, I can't. There's probably 3 or 4 players in this world that can probably walk into Liverpool and say they want to play, and that's it. You know that way. You know, but for me, you know, going back to Fekir, I would have taken the risk. I think I would have taken the risk of that. But the funny thing is, with the money dropping this year, and if you look at the signings we made after Fekir last year, we never kind of signed someone in that mould, and we haven't done it this year, and he's become available again. So it makes me think that the money wasn't the issue last year, because the only money has dropped. Klopp must have something better in mind, and it must be something down to injury, because they've walked away from it, and they've stayed away from it even at a half price. I was talking about 60 million euros last year, half price of this, and they've still walked away from it. So also they could also have, you know, someone else in mind. You know, that's why we've seen the likes of Asensio linked. We've seen the likes of Bruno Fernandes. You know, these sort of, even the Coutinho link that comes and goes, and his agent got upset, which I found highly amusing. But it's just one of those things where it looks like we are trying to fill that space at some stage. But I think if Fekir, if we let me see, how do I put this? If we walked away from that deal because of money last year, we'd be all over him now. As much as I want him, I'm starting to think it actually is more to do with his injury and his knee and stuff like that. As Mick says, he only has one knee. Knighton said, we don't need to buy anyone, trust the management. I've said this before. Listen, if we get to Norwich at home, the window is shut and we haven't signed anybody, I'm completely alright with it. Absolutely, completely alright with it. But we have to talk over the summer about who would you like, where would he go, what way would he fit in, what impact would he have, and that's what we're doing. Fekir for me was the one, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Jeez, they're flying in here. I can't keep up with them. How about the banner flying over Perth? I presume this is the one over the United training session. Yeah, just being unbearable as usual, which is good to see. Mick says if Brewster makes the grade, we should divert our attention to top class box to box midfielder. Oh, interesting on that, Mick. Nobody's come across with that. Really haven't. You know, I think the only part of our midfield that's probably being looked at is that attacking midfielder, number 10 sort of thing, you know. But that's an interesting point. Who would you go for, Mick? If you're going for top box to box midfielder, who would you go for? I'd be interested to hear what you have to who you suggest on that. Almost a Spanish under 21 attacking midfielder, very good technique, has speed, 12 goals for Dynamo Zagreb. I didn't say Zagreb earlier, I said somewhere else. Scored in the under 21 final against Germany. So he's a good player. He's a really good player. But he's a really good player looking by that Maverick. Barry Kerr says Paul Pogba ticks a few boxes. Just for the fume from United fans, that would tick a few boxes. But they're walking around now saying they want a profit on Paul Pogba. For me, Paul Pogba plays for Paul Pogba. He doesn't play for anybody else. So it's a bit. I wouldn't go near him. That's being perfectly honest with you. Glenn says Chamberlain being available has reduced the need to sign Fekir. Yeah, but we're in for Fekir. You know, last year when Chamberlain was at the club, you know, after we lost the European Cup final, we were all over Fekir. Chamberlain was still there. Do you know what I mean? Um, it's still it's a bit like people saying, oh, you know, Coutinho funded Van Dijk. Not true. Um, I no, I don't see it. I still think he looks for something there, and he will do if it comes around. Knighton says he would definitely take Pogba. Would you? Would you really do it? I don't think I would. I don't think I would. I think he's technically brilliant, but I just don't think he's. I don't think he suits us at all. Brian says, is Larouci the cover for Robbo? We spoke about this last night. Larouci and Lewis done really, really well. I said I felt sorry for Larouci because I felt Kent kind of hindered him in impressing even more by not releasing him every now and then. But Larouci and Lewis done themselves no harm with trying to be you know, getting in there as cover for Robertson. We'll have to see how they get on in America, and hopefully they go over and they get some chance. Maverick says his attacking midfielder choices will be Olmo, Van de Beek, Ziyech. Yeah, interesting you haven't put Fernandes in there. A lot of people rave about him. Savage from Lazio hasn't moved yet. No, he hasn't moved. There was talk of him around 100 million last year, and I don't know how is that a right amount of money for him. I haven't seen a hell of a lot of him play. I've probably seen him play 3 to 4 times. Really have. You know, it's one of those where it was kind of hot on him last summer and it's cooled off a little bit. But we'll have to see. Something big could happen to him. You know, people are talking there about Pogba probably leaving United. That it might be something where they go in for someone like that. I don't know who it was Mick. However, Klopp suggests, Mick says Milner won't go on forever. Unfortunately, Pogba is the best on his day. Really, Mick. I just look at Pogba and I think he's technically brilliant. I think going forward he's brilliant. He's a superb passer. I think he's incredibly naive tactically. Incredibly naive. I think players run off him easily. I think he's played around easily. I don't think he has the work ethic to get back and help. I just wouldn't go for him. That's just my opinion on him from watching him every so often, as you know, and even sitting with United fans to watch him, and he seems to get tactically outplayed on a hell of a lot of occasions. It could be with the club he's with. It could be the manager that's managing him. That's either Mourinho or Solskjaer. But for me at the moment, I think it'd be a massive risk, massive risk. But look, just you know, it could be one of those where you go for this and you try get him, and all hell breaks loose. But United and Liverpool don't do business. You have to remember that they haven't done business since I don't know how many years it's gone back, but it's decades it's gone back since we've done direct business with them. But look, there's loads of names you're throwing, different things you're throwing at me. Mick says he wouldn't want them. Pogba is best to say, but you wouldn't want them. Alright, well, that's fair enough. Any other names that you want to throw me before we finish up? Box to box player Kev O'Sullivan says Ruben Neves. I thought he was more of a sitter, Kev, to be honest with you. A little bit of a sitter. You know, he likes to dictate play. You know, Wolves are very impressive. Wolves were very impressive last year. I really liked them. I really liked Jota. I loved their centre forward, whose name's gone out of my head. I actually thought he'd be a great backup for Firmino. I mentioned him a couple of times. I really liked him. But a couple of players were really impressive. Neves being one of them. One or two of their centre halves were quite good. But I thought he was more of a sitter than a box to box player. That'd be mine. Chris says Fernandes is box to box, isn't he? I have the impression he's a number 10 sort of player, but then again I could be wrong. Kev says not for Portugal, and Neves is not that for Portugal. But again, Jimenez is the forward I was thinking of. Thanks. Jimenez, I was massively impressed. Barry Carr says Naby Keita is the best box to box in the world. Yeah, he could be, Barry. He could be if he wants to be, and if he can. I think he needs to be a little more robust this year. I think when he gets a kick, he needs to take it and get up and continue. I think once or twice he fell down in that. But listen, just get them all fit. As I said, if you can guarantee me fitness throughout this season from the likes of Keita, Gomez, you know, even Matip, plays things like that. I think if you can guarantee me fitness throughout the season, I would happily take the gamble on their form. I'd happily take the gamble on their form, because that's how good I think they are, and how good this squad is. As someone else earlier said, trust the management. We don't need to sign. He may have a very, very fair point on that. Because I believe that man for man and the squad we have, I think we're as good as anyone. I genuinely do believe that. But I'm never against adding more people too, adding quality on top of quality. I'm never against that. I really am. If there's anything random you have to throw me before we finish, any other players you'd like to discuss, any other issues you'd like to discuss, let me know now, and we'll have a little look at it before we go. We have Bradford tomorrow away. We have that's at 3 p.m. tomorrow. It's another chance for younger players now. You know, you've seen all the likes of Van Dijk, Henderson, Trent, Wijnaldum, and all arrive back at Melbourne today. They won't figure. You're not going to see them. They're only back. So, but the likes of Lovren has been back, and one or two others. So you might see them being involved. But listen, I'd have no problem with doing the same thing they done on Thursday night. Same 11 first half, same 11 second half. You probably can't do that because then Glatzel get an injury, so you might have to do something there. Rumour of Lallana being injured. I've seen that. Nothing's come out about it yet. You'll find out tomorrow. But Jesus, if Lallana is injured tomorrow, it's getting embarrassing. It's getting embarrassing. Paul Tabley asked about a lineup. I think they could do what they done on Thursday. Same 11. Bar take Glatzel out and put someone else in an attacking position, because I think he's strained. He's done a strain and he's out. He will be out. Everton, the bitters thinking they get Pepe. I've seen that. But you never know. There's so much money in the Premier League now that any player can be enticed. You know, Maverick, is Lovren staying or leaving? I put my money on him staying. I think it's too big of a transfer to try do in replacement. I don't think you can go, you know, low budget if you get rid of Lovren simply because of Gomez and Matip and their injury records. You know, outside of Matip's last 6-7 months, they can be quite fragile. Let's say those two players. But look, I think that's it. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to let you all get on with your Saturday night. Thanks a million for joining me. It's been a pleasure. The amount of comments coming in, I'm going to have to get a second screen to keep up with it. But no, I love it. I love all these bits and pieces coming in. If the less I talk, or not the less I talk, but the less I give my opinion and give yours, and get loads of comments coming back and forward, I absolutely love it. So that's all I want. Just loads of people throwing in comments and stuff. Kieran was meant to be on me tonight, but there was technical issues at both ends, so I will get Kieran on another night. Don't worry, I will get you on, Kieran, and we'll have a good chat. But no, that's more or less it. Sorry, one last thing. I'd replace Lovren with William Saliba. He looks like VVD version 2. Is that the lad that Spurs and Arsenal are arguing over? They're bitch slapping each other in a playground somewhere over him. Am I right? Or I could be completely wrong. But we'll have to wait and see. The next Mark Goldbridge, says Mick. No way, Mick. I know the next Mark. There's only one Mark Goldbridge, and in fairness to him, he's absolutely. I think he's an absolute genius. I genuinely do, but I don't think I put in the effort that he does. In fairness, I really don't. I just get on here, have a chat with all you. You're all sound, and we deal with half an hour every night. Now, tomorrow night, sorry, before I forget, two things. One, I'd like to thank the sponsor again, More Than a Game. Go to @MoreThanAGame UK on Twitter, or go to la.co.uk for your on the web to get to their website. Cups, t-shirts, key rings, mobile phone covers, all Liverpool related, all top stuff. Make sure you get there. The second thing is the FB4 is back tomorrow night, 8:30. I've told Grizz 8, so we can get them online for 8:30. Myself, Grizz and Matt will be back tomorrow. We're hoping to have the four of us back the weekend after. But this tomorrow from 8:30, this could go anywhere. genuinely anywhere. I know this is random what we do here tonight, but tomorrow when you add Grizz and Matt into the mix, grill. You can grill Grizz as much as you want on transfers, and I won't let him away with it. I'll make sure I ask him all the questions, and Matt definitely won't, because Matt's the one that kind of keeps an eye on Grizz. When it comes to transfers and different things like that. So come on, make sure you tell everybody to come on. I will literally have a second screen set up with all the messages, and I'm going to keep lashing them at the lads as we go. Matt versus Grizz, Matt wins all day. It's as simple as that, because he's way more stubborn. But no, 8:30, we'll be live on Periscope, we'll be live on YouTube. Tell people to get on, follow us on Twitter, watch the broadcast, subscribe on YouTube. YouTube's probably the easiest one to do, because just stick on the notifications and it comes straight up to you. It's probably the easiest one to do. Ian is fine, you'll see. Ian's has I think he might be working this weekend, but he's looking to be back next. But anybody watching here, listening, the Fatback 4 live 8:30 p.m. tomorrow, Sunday the 14th of July. We will be on. This will go on for an hour and 10 minutes easily. It's going to be mad, because we've a lot to say to each other, because we haven't done it on in public for a long time. So that's my last word on that. That's been the Fatback 4 Daily. That's us for Saturday. We will see you tomorrow for the actual Fatback 4, 8:30. I know I've said that loads of times, but I have to keep reminding you. And yeah, have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. I'm off to have a beer. I hope you're doing the same. Over now.